What's up, y'all? So before we get started, I just want to say how sorry I am for not uploading a video for like a whole week, like 6 or 7 days. But I have seriously just not been feeling good. If you're new here, I usually have a video up about every 2 to 3 days. 4 is usually my max. But I've been waking up in the morning, barely been able to talk. Like my throat is all scratchy and sore, and I'm like, it's all right here, you know? And I'm one of those people that never get sick, never. I never get sick. So when I do get sick, I'm just I don't want to do shit. And I can't even really say that I've been sick because come 2 or 3 in the afternoon, I'm okay. But it's just when I wake up in the morning, it's just all cloudy and nasty and bleh. So yeah, so I haven't really been able to film because my time that I can film is usually from about 10 o'clock in the morning to about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And after that, I just have too much stuff going on to be able to film. So when 2 or 3 o'clock rolls around and I'm like, cool, I just don't have time to get everything set up and yada, yada, yada. You know what I'm saying? So sorry for that, but videos will continue on your regularly scheduled program or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Videos will continue. On to this video though. I have another foundation kind of demo and review for you guys. The reason why I wanted to do this, I've actually contemplated taking it back, but for the first 3 days that I wore this foundation, I was like, I did not like this, I'm taking it back. But for the last 2 days that I've worn it, I'm like, okay, maybe I will keep it. So the foundation I'm talking about is the Clinique Beyond Perfecting Foundation Plus Concealer. The package looks like this. This foundation is $26, which got me totally excited because when I buy a high-end foundation, I've never bought anything from Clinique besides face wash or skincare stuff. So when I buy a high-end foundation, it usually ranges from $30 to $50. So I was like, yes, 26 bucks for a high-end foundation. Give me that. It has no SPF in it. Let me tell you about my experience that I've kind of had with this, and then I'll tell you a little more about the foundation. So the first place that I saw this was at a Nordstrom, and it was when it just came out, it's only been out for about 2 months, I think, 2 or 3 months. So I went to the Nordstrom and I was like, oh, what's this? Because they had it all displayed, and she's like, oh, it's the new Clinique foundation. I said, well, what's the deal with it? What the dealio? And she said, this is a full coverage foundation and it caters to every skin type. If you have oily skin, it has mattifying properties in it that are going to keep you matte and keep the oil at bay all day. If you have dry skin, it has moisturizing properties in it that will moisturize and hydrate your skin throughout the day. So I was like, that sounds perfect. But unfortunately, they did not have my shade. The lightest shade she had at that counter was Alabaster. But she was out of it. So she told me Alabaster was the lightest shade that it came in, and she unfortunately was sold out of it. So the next shade up, Alabaster, looked like even too dark. The next shade up, I was like, oh hell no. So about a month or 2 went by, and that was it was kind of on a whim. I just seen it. A month or 2 later, I was like, oh, kind of in the market for a new foundation. So I went to my Macy's because I remembered that one. So I went to my Macy's and I had asked the lady there, what's the lightest shade this comes in? And she was like, Alabaster. So I grabbed Alabaster, I looked at it and I was like, there is no freaking way. This looks so dark, but let me just try it and we shall see. So I wanted to do some research on it before I did this video, and I went online to Clinique's website, and here it comes in 2 freaking lighter shades. There's a fair, and then there is a cream or a cream whipped, and then Alabaster, which I was like, that's kind of weird that this is the lightest shade, but it says 2 on the box, and then on the top it says 2/3. What the hell? So apparently you cannot get the 2, I'm assuming, I don't know. I'm assuming that you can't get the 2 lighter shades at the counter, but you can get them online. So for my albino girls out there, there is a shade for you if you do happen to like it. So let me just tell you about Clinique's claims for this foundation, and then I'll kind of tell you what I think about it, and then I will apply it, close it up, and then we'll close it out. You know what I'm saying? So let's do it. So on the box, it says that this foundation is allergy tested, fragrance free, BT dubs. It doesn't have an SPF in it. I don't know if I said that already or not, but there's no SPF. Ophthalmologist tested, which I was like, what the frick is an ophthalmologist? Ophthalmologist. You would say, what? You would think working like in the healthcare field for as long as I did, I would know what an ophthalmologist is, but I have never even heard of that. I thought it was something to do with your eyes. Ophthalmologist, right? Optometrist. Anyways, moderate to full coverage, natural matte finish. A foundation and concealer in one for a natural beyond perfected look that lasts all day. Lightweight moisturizing makeup covers thoroughly without clogging pores. Color stays true even through sweat and humidity. So the thing that drew me to this was that it claims to be a foundation and concealer in one. So with that being said, I thought this will be like my kind of foundation. If you guys watched my foundation routine, I listed in the click down like the types of foundations that are able to build upon themselves. Foundations that say they are like a light to medium coverage that you can take all the way to a full coverage just by building it up on the spots or concealing with your foundation basically on the spots that need that more coverage. You know what I'm saying? So if you guys didn't watch that video, you have no clue what the hell I'm talking about. I'll put it in the click down so you can go watch it and see what the hell I'm talking about. So the applicator looks like this. It looks like a big ass concealer. This I do not like. The consistency of it is quite thick. However, it doesn't look super cakey on the skin. On the website, it also said that this is a slow setting foundation, and what that means is that it takes longer to set because it's a thicker consistency. So in Clinique's eyes, being that it takes longer to set, it's going to be easier to blend out. However, I think it takes a little too long to set. So I'm gonna go ahead and speed through applying it because y'all have seen me apply foundation over and over again. I am gonna apply it with my foundation stippling brush per use. This is a Makeup Geek brush. It is amazing. So I'm gonna speed through and apply it and kind of spot conceal, you know, do my foundation routine, and then I will come back and tell you guys what I think of it. We'll do a close-up and see what it looks like, and we'll decide together. What you think? Yeah? Yeah? Let me go ahead and apply it. And you can see it gives me like a super good medium coverage and almost a full coverage with just one layer. So now I'm going to go ahead and spot conceal. And I'm just going to tap that in with my finger like I usually do. Okay, so one layer and spot concealing gave me a really good full coverage without it looking too cakey. So now let's talk about the claims. First of all, it claiming to be a natural matte finish, I feel like is completely incorrect because I don't know if you guys can tell on camera, but this is a very, very dewy foundation, and I am normally not one for dewy foundations. I'm more like matte foundations because I do have larger pores and I have fine lines and stuff like that. So I like a pretty matte finish, and then I like to kind of put glow where I want to put it. You know what I'm saying? So this is a little bit outside of my comfort zone as far as the finish goes. Oh, BT dubs. I did not put a primer on with this as well, just so you guys could kind of see like it in its true form, you know what I'm saying? But that's another thing. You literally almost have to wear a primer with this. And the reason why is if you have fine lines or pores or anything like that, this is going to settle into those because it is such a thick formula, which I'm usually used to because I have, you know, a very expressive face. Like I've said before, I have forehead lines that I've had since I was freaking 20 years old. I'm starting to get laugh lines now, and because I like full coverage foundation, most of the foundations that I choose to wear do tend to settle because they are thicker, fuller coverage. But with that being said, if you use a primer with it, it's not as bad. It still occurs, but it's just not as bad. So let me go ahead and zoom in and I will show you what it looks like. I don't know if you guys can tell now, but it is very glowy and dewy looking. But even with that being said, I don't think it is glowy and dewy because it has like light reflecting pigments in it. I think it's just a very moisturizing foundation. That's kind of where the glow comes from. It feels on your skin like you're wearing kind of a heavy moisturizer almost. It doesn't feel like heavy and cakey, but you know how your skin feels like maybe if you use like a pretty heavy moisturizer at nighttime? That's kind of what it feels like on your skin, where you can feel it, but it's not like heavy, but you can still feel it. Did that come across? Am I making sense? Probably not. But you can see like I have no highlighter on and my nose is really glowy, which I kind of like. But over here too, I wanted to show you guys. So I had like a massive zit over here and I tried to spot conceal it with benzoyl peroxide, and benzoyl peroxide dries the hell out of my skin to the point where it's like flaking. And this has literally just like, I mean, there was like a dry patch there, like a flaky patch. And you can see now, like it's not dry looking at all. So I totally like that about it. So let me go ahead and zoom back out and then we will wrap it up. All right, so as for the claims of it being for every skin type, I definitely think that that is not accurate. I feel like this would be perfect if you are somebody that has very acneic skin and maybe you are on like a salicylic acid or a benzoyl peroxide regimen where your skin is really dry and really flaky. Because this is so moisturizing and it doesn't stick to dryness and it doesn't accentuate dryness because it doesn't have like light reflecting pigments in it, I think it would be perfect for dry skin girls who also have acne and also have a lot to cover. I also think it would be perfect for those of you who have drier skin but don't have a lot to cover. So maybe you're somebody that doesn't really like to wear foundation, that you only wear concealer. You could totally just use this as a concealer and then just powder your face and you'd probably be good to go. And the best part is, this is going to last you for freaking ever if you're just using it as a concealer, because that's a big ass concealer, you know what I'm saying? Especially dry skin girls. So oily to combination skin, unless you are an oily skin girl who likes a glowy finish, which I don't know many that are. Most of them like to mattify their face and then put glow where they want, kind of like I do. You're probably not going to like this. I feel like it's going to make you oily throughout the day because all day long it stays glowy like this. Another con is that it takes for freaking ever to set. Like, so freaking long to set. I put it on like 2 or 3 days ago and I was kind of in a big ass hurry. And so I put it on and I hurried up and powdered it and it looked so cakey because I put my powder on way too fast before it had set. And I literally waited probably like a good minute or two before I put my powder on and it still wasn't set. So after that day, I've just been putting it on and then doing my brows because brows take forever. I've been putting it on and then doing my brows and then going in and powdering, and it's been fine. Another weird thing about this foundation is if I look at it in the mirror up close, so if my mirror is like this far away from me and I have like a 2-time magnifying mirror or whatever, like, you know, standard like makeup mirror or whatever, if I look at it in the mirror like right here, it looks like shit. I'm not gonna lie. But the more I stand back, the better it looks. And even outside in natural daylight, because the other day I was looking at it, I'm like, God, this looks like shit. It's like settling in my lines. It didn't look good. Then I went downstairs into my bathroom and I was like, oh, this looks awesome. But my bathroom makes every foundation look good. Even when I look like shit, my bathroom makes me look good. I don't know if your guys' bathroom mirror does that, but mine does. There's some kind of magic in it. I don't know. But then I went out into my car and looked in my rearview mirror and I was like, oh my God, it still looks really good. what the hell? So I think it's one of those foundations that just kind of looks better with time, because I will tell you too that it looks exactly the same coverage and everything when you go to take it off at night as it did when you put it on that morning. So I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about it. I don't like that it does settle in my lines, but I'm kind of getting used to like the dewiness of it and the kind of pretty, just natural looking glow and natural finish that it has. But at the same time, you know, it's like sinking in my lines and I don't know. So let me go ahead and put the rest of my makeup on, and then I'll come back and we will wrap this shit up. Yeah? Yeah. All right, y'all. So this is what it looks like with the rest of my makeup on. And I don't know if you can tell, just an FYI, but I have absolutely no highlighter on. I powdered, and you can still see like kind of how glowy it is. You can really tell by my nose. I have no highlighter on my nose, and it's super glowy. This is a super, super glowy foundation. So if you're somebody, excuse me, if you're somebody that's into that kind of foundation, like that really dewy, glowy, kind of like fresh look, you'll absolutely love this. So, the rundown. This retails for $26. It has no SPF. The finish is not really a natural matte finish. It's a super dewy, glowy finish. Looks great in pictures, looks great on film. Still don't know whether I'm going to take it back yet, just because if you can see, I powdered and my laugh lines look freaking horrible right now. That's also because I didn't use a primer, just to show you guys kind of what its natural state is without the primer. My forehead lines aren't too bad, but I need more coverage in this area. So because I didn't put as much up here that I did down here, that's probably why. But yeah, all in all, not really sure if I'm going to take it back yet. I'm still kind of on the fence about it. Some days I look at it and I'm like, this looks freaking fabulous. And then some days I'm like, this looks like shit. So I don't know what to do yet. Anyways, hope this video helped you guys out. Sorry it was so like back and forth. But it really looks different like every time I apply it. It's the weirdest freaking thing in the world. But anyways, hopefully it kind of gave you an idea of, you know, what it looks like and how much it covers and the finish of it. That's really why I like to do these, because I really have a lot to cover. So I like to do these videos so that way you guys can see exactly how much it covers, because for somebody to not have that much to cover and say that a foundation is full coverage is, you know, what might be full coverage for them isn't necessarily full coverage for the rest of the world. So it could be totally inaccurate. But anyways, that is it for this video, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe if you have not. Y'all can follow me on Instagram or Twitter if you please. And I will see you in my next one. Bye-bye.